Welcome back to the Mail-In Podcast. I'm your host, Dillon Shivery, coming to you live from the Lodge in Austin, Texas. Joining me is my co-host, Sally DeFries. What's up, Sal?
I had a sip of water right before you said my name, and I went down the wrong pipe.
That's always a fun sensation, isn't it? Hey, it's all right.
Oh.
Let's do it.
I don't want to be coughing and people think I have COVID, but that did not hit well.
As you going for another sip. Hopefully this one.
You got to double down.
This one goes.
You
well.
gotta sip to get through it.
Make sure everything's going okay down there.
Oh. Make sure you're not choking.
Yeah.
Whew.
How we doing other than that?
Fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna be serious. I'm really fucking tired. I know people get upset when I say that. I'm working the 3 to 11 shift this week.
Well,
it's tough on the old body.
Thanks for being in here.
Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna go to work after this. It'll be fine. Gonna go get an espresso shot.
Start a long shift when you're very tired. Dave, we got Dave on the board.
Out of solidarity, I'm gonna also sip my water.
Yeah, don't choke.
There's not the wrong pipe thing is it's such a beating. You ever had it in a movie, like in a movie theater, and like you swallow your Coke and it goes down, and you're like trying not to do it, but it makes it worse because you're not trying to do it,
and it lingers for like a solid minute and a half.
I hate it.
It's tough.
Damn pipes. I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being here.
Let's produce.
Let's
Can
do
I
it.
pause really fast? Do we need to text Will and tell him to stop talking so loud? Or
No.
Twitch Will's a different animal.
I think it'll be okay. I don't think the
Okay.
mics will pick it up, but if it does, you know what? So be it.
If you hear Will, it's because he's twitching.
Yeah,
in
Will's
another room.
twitching. He's playing Tony Hawk in the other room.
He's a different
He's
guy
loud.
when he's playing Tony Hawk.
Yeah, he's just different. Anyway, we have 6 questions today. Before we get to them, let's get the hotline number out of the way. It is 888-362-MAIL. That's M-A-I-L, 888-362-6245. You can also write in if you would prefer. There's a link in the Twitter bio at Mail-In Podcast. Like I said, we have 6 questions today, 2 of which are voicemails. The first one is an email. Dave, if you don't mind, sir.
Hey, guys. I was wondering if it's weird to have my dad as my best man at my wedding. I lived with him for 5 years after my parents got divorced, and as I went through college. I have a large group of friends, but none I could truly call my best friend or best man. We've been through a lot together, and no one has supported me more. Thanks.
Is it weird to have your dad as your best man at your wedding? In my opinion, absolutely not. I think
agree.
It's very, very cool. In fact, someone in the Wash Media Network, you might know him as Phil of Club Cool, his dad was his best man. I went to that wedding, and I thought it was awesome.
Phil's dad's so cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. If I were to get married again, my best man is going to be Parks. Absolutely. No, there's no question about it. And if he returned the favor one day and I was his best man, it would make me the happiest person in the world.
I think this is a pretty normal move, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen this a lot.
Yeah. Not weird at all. If that's
I
your best friend,
have not seen the mother of the bride as a maid of honor.
Yeah, I haven't either, actually.
And
Or
to be honest, I think that's probably better because the mom is way too involved. There's a lot of planning. It's really straining the relationship.
She becomes it's kind of her day too on some degree.
The parents of the bride, you're totally right. But I think the father of the groom as the best man is an easy move. It's like a nice move. I don't know. It's a great way to not have to pick between 2 friends.
Yeah.
If you don't have a sibling.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think
People
it's
do this
very
all
cool.
the time.
Very cool.
I don't think this is weird. And he has more reason than most people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what Phil's dynamic is with his dad, but I'm sure they're super close.
They're like best buds.
But it's your
awesome.
dad. You don't have to have a reason. And I don't think it's lame either. I feel like a lot of my guy friends had their dads on their bachelor party for maybe just a night or something. Come for a dinner or something.
I've seen that too. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think this is fine.
How cute would it be if little Parks was next to me up there, just in a tux?
You going to come to the bachelor party?
He'll probably sit that one out.
Probably. Might
Yeah.
not be 21 yet.
Who knows? He might be 21 by the time I get married again.
But still pretty
even if
weird
I
to
do.
show up to your dad's bachelor party.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That's
let's see, he's almost 6, so in 15 years, if I were to get married in 15 years, I probably won't be having a bachelor party. Let's be honest.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Just go play golf.
Yeah, play golf with everybody. Get the squad out there. Not weird at all. You should absolutely do it.
I've never seen it done, but it sounds like it's common.
Yeah.
The best case, I think, I didn't have a brother growing up, but I've been in a lot of weddings where the brother's kind of the default best man.
Yeah.
And that's kind of nice because it's like then you don't have to choose amongst friends.
Yeah, a lot of guys have to decide between the brother who they're not like kind of close with and their best friend.
I was co-best man with a brother of
Okay.
a buddy of mine. So,
I was
and it was,
I was a co-best man, but there was no brother involved.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody does their dog. I was just thinking how dope it'd be to have
Yeah,
Randy.
you can't do that.
Why?
I don't
What if
know.
it's man's best friend.
Have him there, but well, you know, do whatever the
If
hell
it's
you
a
want. It's
well-behaved
your wedding.
dog,
You can do
which-
whatever the hell you want.
Every dog's
Make-
well behaved until they get in front of 120 people.
Yeah.
Just
they
start panting.
they panic too.
And they're
It's
just
funny.
start licking their nads.
Yeah, if you have a trick where he, brings you the rings or something, sometimes it goes okay, but sometimes it doesn't.
My friends, Haley and Ryan, had their dog Ranger be in the wedding, and her little cousins walked him down the aisle. It was really cute. He did a great job. He sat there. The only problem was her twin sisters were her maids of honor, and he is huge. He's like Randy size. I mean, he's a big golden. So he was chill the whole time. And then at the very end of the wedding, when they kissed, her uncles shot off fireworks.
Oh no.
And it spooked Ranger, and he took off. But I think it was her sister Brady. I can't remember if it was Brady or Brooke, but was holding him and had the leash around her hand, and he took off, and he almost dragged her down the aisle. It was she let go, but I mean it could have been real bad.
You gotta the firework. I mean, that's the worst thing you could pop off.
But I don't think
You
they
gotta-
realized the dog was going to be there, and it was kind of like a. They're kind of pranksters. The uncles are, so it was
That's funny.
it was fun, but it was. Poor Ranger got the shit scared out of him. Just went sprinting, and then somebody had to leave the wedding and go find him. We were at the ranch, so it's he just took off. Somebody had to go
Oh my
find
God.
the dog. It was intense.
Yeah. Have your dad. Have
Yeah,
dad be the
do
best
it.
Man. Very cool.
Nothing weird about it.
Very cool situation.
You know what else is very cool? This wellness brand for men. Maybe you've heard of it. Hims.
Oh, I've heard of Hims, Dave.
It's the Brett Merriman special.
We should
We've
drag
all
his.
seen-
We should drag his ass in here
drag
to
him
talk
in here
about
so you
it.
could get a look.
Yeah, he's
They've
been
got
taking it.
everything.
He took it preventively for. He's been doing it for years now. And
Yeah.
Look at his flow.
Best head of hair in the company.
Look at his flow.
It's crazy. Yeah, the problem is 66% of men start to lose their hair by age 35. Okay? Once you've noticed thinning hair, it can be too late. Is the hairline creeping back? You get in the power alleys. You know the power alleys. Those are that's what usually goes first for guys in their 20s. Then it's time to check out Hims. Go to 4hims.com. It's a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness, all for men. How about that? Triple threat right there.
They got you covered on all bases.
It's time to write a new chapter, one in which you have hair, okay? Hims is helping guys be the best versions of themselves with licensed physicians and FDA-approved products to help treat hair loss. These aren't snake oil pills, not gas station counter supplements. These are prescription solutions backed by science. They were created by a guy who knows some men's health conversations are easier online than in person. I've been in that position before, too.
You can do all this from your couch.
Yeah.
You can talk to a physician from your couch, do everything right there, and they deliver it to your doorstep in discreet packaging.
Yeah.
What more do you need?
It's fantastic. No more awkward in-person doctor visits, no long pharmacy lines. It just gets shipped to you. They connect you to real doctors online. Saves you so much time and embarrassment. Completely confidential and discreet. Right now, our listeners can get started with their first month free. Go to 4hims.com/mail-in. That's 4hims.com/mail-in. And a little disclaimer here, prescription requires an online consultation with a physician who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. The offer is valid only if prescribed. 3-month minimum subscription. Additional restrictions apply. See the website for full details and important safety info. Again, 4hims.com/mail-in.
Thank you, Dave. Let's do a voicemail.
What's up, Dillon and some other group of people from Wash Media? This is Douche from Georgia. I'm just calling because I kind of need some advice. I've recently started talking to a girl who was born and raised in Atlanta, and to kind of put that in perspective, I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from Northeast Georgia. I kind of grew up in the mountains, and everything's been going well. And I recently met her family, and I'm not one to judge a book by its cover, but I kind of got—I wouldn't even say made fun of. I kind of got talked down to by her family for for where I'm from, how I talk, what I do. I'm in construction. I grew up going to public school. Both my parents are like public school educators. I went to a state college. She went to private school growing up. All of her siblings went to private universities, and I obviously didn't. And I don't really know what to think about this. She has, she doesn't have anything negative to say about what I do, where I'm from, or the kind of life that I live. But her parents definitely look down on me because of the things that I do and have done in my past, and where I'm from, and just everything really about me. Is it total trash to really kind of want to take a step back? I don't know. I'm not a big country club kind of guy, but they kind of seem like it. Just looking for some help on that. For context, I mean, we've been talking about 6 months, and I do really, really like her. But this just kind of put a sour taste in my mouth. So appreciate it, y'all.
It sounds like a Chase Rice song.
Yeah. There's actually a line from a Cody Jinks song that I can't think of right now, so I probably won't try to recite it, but it reminded me of this. I think this is probably relatable to more people than we probably realize.
I mean, this is the tales all this time.
Yeah, it is. Look, if you think, here's my opinion. If you seem to really like her, that's what you said. So if you think she's worth, like, sticking this out for, I would just try to show to her family how much you care about her and how well you treat her and respect her and all that, and then use it as an opportunity to kind of broaden their horizons and look kind of outside their bubble and see, like, there are people who are not like us out there who are also really good people type of situation, and then they'll start to respect you, I think. I don't know. Sally, do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, this is like the plot of every rom-com,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
this is like, every, like, somebody's the poor one, somebody's the rich one, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Right.
not saying that that's this exact situation, but a couple things. One, is she fully aware of how uncomfortable he is? Because, like, he said she hasn't said a lot about it, but, like, he needs to, like, make that known.
Yeah,
she
probably thinks it's a normal dynamic because it's probably maybe all she knows is, like, her side of it.
Right.
Dealing with people who are not, like, I don't know. You're right. He absolutely has.
You
to
need to make her
communicate
aware.
with her.
Number two, you kind of got to see, is this like what her MO is? Like, who has she dated in the past? Like, has she dated a guy who went to private school with her, who, like, went to, some Ivy League, who's, somebody her parents picked out that's going to be a congressman? Like, is this guy the guy that she, like, goes outside of her, comfort zone bubble, but really she's going to end up with somebody that, like, is exactly like her?
Okay, does that change things for you, in your opinion? If this
yes,
is the
because
first,
here's
if he's the first guy like this that she's
right,
gone
and
after?
I'm not saying this can't happen, but, like, who are her friends? She friends with people that are outside of that social circle?
Right.
Are all of her friends a country club set? They all go to private school? Did they all be in a sorority? Did they all, whatever? Are they the same typical thing that he's kind of getting the vibe of? Who has she dated in the past? Who does she surround herself with? Like, if she's has a set group of people, and this is like the typical, like, teenage romance movie, she, you're the, like,
Bad boy.
the bad boy.
You think odds are stacked against him? If
I
that's
think
the
they're
case?
more stacked against him if she isn't more open with her social life.
That's probably fair, but that's not to say, like, it can't work still.
I totally agree. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like,
right.
do some research. Are you the first one? Are you paving the way for, like, her horizons being broadened
are you an
outside of the
experimental
country club?
relationship to her? Is she trying to, like,
And that's fine too. Like, I mean, it's 2020. People are from different backgrounds. Like, Will and I, really not from different socioeconomic backgrounds, but, like, it was a adjustment being with somebody who was from, Michigan or the North when I only like dated or been interested in, like, Texas guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different breed of person. Like, and that didn't change anything in our relationship. It just was a different, I don't know, different paradigm for me.
Yeah.
The biggest issue I think facing them is going to be his comfort level.
Yeah.
Because even if she's super into him, she doesn't care what her parents think, she blah, 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 whatever. if he's going to be uncomfortable around her family or feel insecure or feel like he's being talked down to, which is a major issue, like feel like he's not an equal with her parents or her siblings or friends, that's the bigger issue, I think. And that's on him. Like,
Yeah.
she can only do so much.
Yeah.
Like, she can control her own behavior and how she treats you and, you know, the people she surrounds herself with, but her family's going to be for her forever. So if her family is being a dick to you, I mean, to me, that's like, you got to decide if she's worth it.
Yeah. I think it sounds like he may be lacking a little bit of confidence because of the situation.
Right.
And I think you should stay mindful of this. If her family is going to be judgmental toward you, talk down to you about your profession or where you're from or just who you are, it reflects poorly upon them.
Right.
And not you.
Not him.
Keep that in mind. You are not in the
Exactly.
wrong here.
No.
Like, you're just being who you are. If they're going to judge you because you're not like them, that's on them.
I'm
That
just
looks
saying,
bad.
for him, it's really hard to be in a situation like
I
that
agree.
and
It
feel
is hard.
uncomfortable.
Totally understand.
And especially, like, I mean, you know,
He
they've
just
been
need-
talking for
yeah.
6 months. Not like he's, like, going to marry her. But if a family is a big part of her life, like,
Yeah.
that's something you're going to have to always deal with.
He just needs to know that the discomfort he's feeling is not his fault. It's because of them
Right.
and their.
But he needs to
judgmental
make that known to her, I
behavior.
think.
Oh,
because
absolutely. You got to talk to her about it.
She can't try to remedy the situation, or at least, like, you know, tell her parents, like, hey, y'all were kind of rude to him, by the way. Like, she might not have even, hopefully she noticed, but if she didn't notice, it's because she's in her own family dynamic and not realizing, like, they probably treat everyone like that and she doesn't realize it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to give her the opportunity to, like,
Yeah. She might
right
have,
the wrong.
She might have no idea that this is an issue
Right.
because it might feel totally normal to her and to
Right.
her family for that
So
matter.
give her the opportunity, but then also, like, kind of try to reevaluate, like,
Yeah.
is this going to be worth it
Right.
to have to, you know, also maybe if you talk to her and then give him another chance to, like, not be assholes, you know, and hopefully, like, be nice to you and welcoming and how you would want a family to, like, treat your,
Yeah.
you know,
If they,
girlfriends.
and if they see you respecting their daughter and treating her very well, they're gonna warm up to you.
Yeah.
That's just human nature, I think.
She's Atlanta. He's like Northeast Georgia.
Yeah. what he
That's
said.
weird. That's the weird part for me. Is it's not like they're from like the Northeast and he's from the deep South and there's like this
Yeah.
like Atlanta. I know Atlanta's very
They're
urban
from the same region.
but it's like they encounter country people often. So it's
Yeah.
not like
yeah, they're surrounded
what is
by 'em.
this? Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, I think y'all had a really good response.
Pulling for you, man. I hope it works out. But if it doesn't, it's the situation wasn't when it wasn't meant to be, in my opinion. But I think Sally put it very well.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, let's get wild. What's up? This is a very weird and unheard of question, but I figured I'd share it with you guys for the hashtag content. So I've been dating my girlfriend for over a year now. On an average of one night a week, I perform sexual acts on her while both of us are sleeping. These sexual acts usually include oral sex and fingering. Excuse me.
Fingering is what Dave said there under his breath.
There's been a few occasions where we've both woken up out of a deep sleep while this was going on and noticed we were both H and decided to keep going.
It's funny that he won't say horny, but he will say fingering.
Right. I'm just going to say F for that now. F-I. What's concerning to me is a few nights ago I was fully going down on her in my sleep and I never knew about it until she told me the next day. I've never not woken up for actual sex. It's only the foreplay type stuff that I sleep through. She says it's not a big deal because she enjoys it significantly. Congrats.
Good for her.
But it still worries me. She has never woken me up and told me to stop. The only times I will wake up is if it progresses into sex somehow. I'm really not for seeing a doctor for this as I believe it's just my hormones. Okay.
Can I ask a question? What's he worried about? That he's, like, just sex walking?
I think he's worried
Sleep
about like
sexing?
the creepiness factor.
But, like, okay, is he worried that, like, they break up and then he just, like, sleepwalks into somebody's house and like performs sex
He
on
could
them.
be. He could be.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah. I can tell you this for a fact. This is normal.
yeah,
You're not weird for.
this
You're
is
not weird. This
happened
is.
to everyone in this room.
It happens, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's even happened to me. I'll admit that. I've been told about it the next day and had zero recollection of it. I get like wandering hands.
Yeah, in
basically,
Chicago when we shared a bed.
Yes, Dave told me about it the next day. No,
guy.
that didn't happen. But yeah, I have been known to have wandering hands in my sleep, and I can't control it. There's nothing I can do about it,
Dude.
Hopefully, I'm aware of it and it can. Like,
The
sorry, but sometimes I sleep through it.
the other thing that he performed, that's one that I've never heard.
I've
that's
never heard
pretty.
of that one either.
That's a whole deal, man.
To not remember, to be asleep, like sleep
to do
through
to
it.
do such a thing, such an act.
Yeah.
I think this is normal. I think him being worried that he's being creepy, like you're with somebody in a committed relationship and like
Have open dialogue about it.
I think there's always the like fear of like one party not remembering the consent issue, blah blah blah, but like she's okay with it, right? It's like the same thing when like y'all drunkenly hook up and one of you's blackout and you're like, "Oh, you didn't remember that at all." Okay. Like now I feel like a creep. Like
that's totally different.
But
this is normal.
But like again, being blackout, hooking up with somebody you're in a relationship with or married to, and then one of you not remembering, like sucks. But you're not like, wow, I really just changed my opinion of you. Like,
yeah, you're sharing a bed with your girlfriend.
Yeah, I think the thing is, I think the reason this is happening, it's like subconscious attraction while you're sleeping. You're next to somebody. Like, when you're sleeping next to somebody, whether it's your significant other or someone that you're just platonic with in a hotel room in Chicago, like you're very aware that you're sleeping next to somebody, what your boundaries are with that person. Like when I'm sleeping in a bed that's not with Will, like with like my sister or something, when we're both home, like I'm so aware of like somebody else in the bed with me that like I try not to move.
There's
and
an
shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Between the two of you.
Versus like with Will, like you just know that person's next to you, so you like roll over and like cuddle them in the middle of the night or whatever. Like I think this is so normal. I'm kind of shocked that he performed oral sex without remembering any of it, but like that's great for him. And
I think the concern is also more like making a move on somebody without them like being aware or like consenting to it. That might have something to do with this. Like,
yeah, I think if he's super concerned about it, he needs to tell his girlfriend like, "Hey, try to wake me up."
Yeah.
Like, even if you think that I'm awake, I might not be.
But if it happens, just tell him, like, look, I'm sorry. It's subconscious. I didn't know I was sleeping.
Right. But she's clearly, it's not like she's bothered by it. I think if he's freaked out by it, then he needs to be like, you got to slap me in the face or something to wake me up.
I think now that he knows it's normal, I think it's going to help him.
If they end up getting married, that'll change, I'm sure.
It won't happen anymore. That's what Dave's saying.
No,
but I don't think this is like a sleep sexing problem. Like I said earlier, like I don't think he's just gonna wander into someone's house randomly, or if he's like, having to share a bed with a guy on a bachelor party or whatever, he's gonna like perform oral sex on that dude. That's not the case. Like your subconscious knows what's happening. Like they know that your girlfriend is next to you.
Yeah.
And you're attracted to her. Like it's not.
I just think it's jarring when you like for a guy, and I mean it's probably the same for a female. When you learn this is in your playbook, then you didn't realize it, and you're capable of it. You're like, oh, that's something, because it's weird. Okay, it's weird enough. Like, oh, you talked in your sleep last night.
Yeah, the
you're
first
like,
time it happened to me, I woke up like, am I a monster for doing this? Like, I felt weird about it.
Yeah, you're just because you're like, whoa,
I'm capable of such a thing. Like, it's just weird.
When like Alyssa's like, yeah, you were talking in your sleep, I'm always like, it freaks me out.
Yeah.
Now, if someone were to say, hey,
some weird shit goes on.
You did this other stuff in your sleep too. I mean, our
brains are weird, wild places when we're asleep, man. It's just some crazy shit.
I mean, it could be worse. At least it's not like jacking off in his sleep, and then she was waking up to that. I'd be like, what in the fuck? Like, I don't know.
True.
I just think you'd be honest with the girlfriend and tell her, like, please try to wake me up, even if you think that I'm awake, because I'm clearly performing acts of oral sex on you, and that seems to be something an awake person would do, but I didn't remember it. So just like,
what if he does some shit he wouldn't normally do? Like the others, the thing that you wrote about one time.
You talking about anal?
What?
Y'all got to stop doing this and this. These two things. It was a big thing on the website back in the day.
I don't remember the.
Did you just say it?
It just what do you like? You know, you're just like a normal dude. Then you're like, she's like, oh yeah, you ate ass last night.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what?
Stay away from the 2-hole.
Really?
Ooh.
I must have been having some dream.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
No, it's jarring, but it's.
I don't
normal.
think he needs to see a doctor for
No.
this. I think this is very
You just
normal.
have high tea, man.
Like,
yeah.
Y'all
you're teed
both
up.
y'all are both horny. I
He's a
think.
teed up
Congrats.
young lad.
Yeah, must be nice.
Must be nice.
Hey, you know what's nice?
This about Sunbasket.
Sunbasket.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing it twice a week now.
You're like Sunbasket's #1 fan, I think.
Live stream nights, it's perfect for us.
Yeah.
It's efficient, it's quick. If you're looking to reduce unnecessary trips out, trying to avoid sold-out grocery stores, then check out Sunbasket.
In the time of COVID, this is super clutch.
It's perfect. It's a
You don't
great
want-
sponsor.
You don't want to step out like you used to.
It's perfect and delicious solution for times that we're living in, man. I did the pork tacos a couple of weeks back. I think I said this on Circling Back. We did the chicken cacciatore a couple nights ago.
Cacciatore.
Fantastic.
I
Fantastic.
did some salmon tacos not so long ago, and the Southwestern Grill, I believe. It had some sweet potatoes in it,
Sure.
some turkey. It was awesome.
It's all delivered right to your door. Fresh, healthy, delicious meals right there on your porch. They have great recipes for all kinds of dietary preferences, including paleo, gluten-free, Mediterranean, vegetarian, and more. They make it easy and convenient. Okay, everything's pre-portioned, ready to prep and cook. You can enjoy dinner full of organic, fresh produce and clean ingredients in as little as 15 minutes. No matter how much experience you have in the kitchen, you can do this, Dillon.
Man, I don't know what
I believe in you.
I don't know what hoisin steak strip lettuce cups are, but I'm intrigued. What is hoisin steak, Dave? Do you know?
I believe hoisin is some sort of sauce or marinade.
Okay,
it's
could
a
be.
sauce that's commonly used in like Asian cooking.
I'm in.
Thank you, Sally. Roasted salmon, miso glazed eggplant. That's a good one. Oh, the black bean tostada Diablo. Cabbage slaw on the guac. Me likey.
Oh yeah.
Order any meal from across their menu. Skip a week whenever you need to, or even double up on your favorites. Simple and easy with no gotchas, okay? Right now, Sunbasket is offering $35 off your order when you go right now to sunbasket.com/Randy and enter promo code Randy at checkout. That's sunbasket.com/Randy. Please enter promo code Randy at checkout. Again, $35 off your order. Check it out.
Let's do a voicemail.
Let's do a voicemail.
All right, boys. This is Matt from Cincinnati. I gave my Instagram to a girl on Hinge, and immediately she requests to follow me, and I hit accept, and she starts liking all my pictures. She's still liking all of them. Is this a psychopath move? I'm a little scared right now, and this is weird. This is uncharted territory. My God. See you later, boys.
Huh.
So he gave his Instagram.
They
Handle.
match on Tinge. They exchange handles. She follows him, and immediately starts just going through and liking all of his posts.
That is psycho move.
Okay.
It's not a good move on
There's
his
some
part.
people
It's
who do that
aggressive.
to us.
It's aggressive.
No, okay. It's different when you it's different in a non-romantic setting.
You're right.
I think. Sorry to interrupt you, Dylan.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Will and his friend Brady do this, and they will go through and unlike people's photos and then re-like 20 of them at a time. They don't do this anymore, but I think they used to do this just to gas up their friend, because you get a notification. You're like, oh,
Right.
Will just liked 27 of your photos. You're like, what the hell?
I think you got to keep it to 3 or fewer. You can like posts, but keep it don't give them the impression that you're scrolling through their entire life history of pics.
To my play, if I get your Instagram handle, we're trying to date, I'm not liking any of your posts until it's maybe a post a new post after I followed you, and then I like it, being like, oh,
That's
cool,
fine.
I saw this popped up on my timeline.
But it's also not
I just
weird-
stalked your whole life.
If they pull up your page and there are posts sitting there staring at you, it's not weird to click on it, check it out, and double tap it. That's not strange to me.
It's not okay. We all know what's happening. You and I exchange Instagram handles. I'm clearly gonna go stalk your whole fucking feed.
Right.
I'm gonna look at the whole thing, but
You don't acknowledge it. You don't let.
I'm
them know.
we don't need to acknowledge the fact that we both just stalked each other.
That's why I say keep it at like the 3 most recent ones or fewer, because that gives off the impression that you checked out the page, you like it, but you're not going to go dig through everything. You know, they're right there staring at you right when you go to their page. You know what I'm saying? Check them out. Oh, cool. I'm interested in you. Leave it at that. I don't think that's weird.
I don't know. I haven't dated in a long time, but I think that would be weird.
I'm just saying if someone did that to me, I'd be like, oh, she's into my looks, my page. You know?
I just did it to Will. I just went back like 5 years and just unliked and liked a bunch.
To
of
me,
his
that's
photos.
fine. But if she's gonna scroll through and just wear her thumb out double tapping, that's weird to me.
That's it. It kind of gives off a desperate vibe.
One's probably cute, like, oh, flirty. She liked that.
Right.
She liked that. Wonder what she liked about that. I'm wearing the linen shirt. Okay. Two
See,
is
okay,
a
this
little
is a
odd.
good guy's perspective because I would think this would come off as so creepy.
No, not to me.
What like, but once you start doing like multiple, you're like, this is. To me, it's like a little
And
bit desperate.
If you're gonna like one, it's got to be like within the last, 4 posts. You can't go 2019
Right,
and like
right.
one.
Once you start
That's why I
getting
said-
into
It's
college,
weird.
That's
Like
why I said most recent post, like 3 or fewer, is okay. After that, it's like, all right, we get it. Slow down. Slow
chill.
down, lady.
We saw it.
I need to
Yeah.
see this guy's Instagram. He must get off some serious grams.
Yeah. Yeah. What if your grams are just that fire? You know?
What if he just has a like it to know it page and she's just trying to like catch his links?
Dude, she's definitely
the
a bot.
shopping stuff.
She's a bot.
Yeah, I think he's right to be creeped out.
Yeah. Just stick to the current stuff. Don't start. Dig, but don't let them know you're.
I don't think this is a deal breaker because I could see like at the, 2 years down the road when y'all are getting married and like the
You
maid
can
of
make
honor
fun of her
speech.
for
Hey,
it.
remember when you were crazy?
Oh my
when we meshed?
gosh, yeah, and it's like so cute. It's like I'm so embarrassed, but I liked all your Instagrams.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you literally like 15 in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's whatever.
It's not like it. Yeah, this isn't deal breaker status for me, but I have my guard is up a little bit for.
To be
for
clear,
some
it's not
craziness.
deal breaker status if you like her, but if we're already on the fence, you're pretty like, eh.
She's a 10, but
She's a
That's
10,
what, there's
but
a reason
she
why
likes all your posts.
the
on
people
first
who
day.
get married, like Will and I stalked his blog for a year before we actually met in person. Like, that's a cute story now.
Yeah.
But like, if we don't end up together, then I'm just stalking a random dude
You're
for
just
2
an
years.
obsessed
Like,
fan,
that's creepy.
Yeah. Different
good
different
question.
opinions. That's why we're here.
What's up, crew? I recently met a girl through some mutual friends. We're both very recent college grads and are both recent transplants in our city. We've really hit it off in many respects, and there's a fairly high chance of this becoming a relationship. One hurdle, though. We disagree on having kids. I am firmly child-free. She wants to start a family later on. Given I'm 22 and she's 23, I don't see this whole thing becoming super serious. Nonetheless, I have a hard time shaking the feeling that I'm wasting her time. If things were to ever get serious, this would 100% pop up again. Wanted your advice on how to handle this. Do I cut it off now, or am I just putting too much weight given our age/stage in life? Thanks, fam.
Okay. In my opinion, your age is a huge part of this. You're 22. How many 22-year-olds are like, I'm ready to have a kid? Like, I want to have kids. Probably not many of them. If you are so sure that you are never going to want to have kids, then I think you tell her, like, look, I absolutely don't want kids, and this is going to be a huge problem later on. We should probably separate now. But if there's like even a small chance you think you're going to change your mind on this, it's worth pursuing, I think, because you're 22, you're going to be a completely different person in 6 years from now. If you're 28 and feel this way, absolutely break it off now, because you don't want to spin her wheels and waste all this time, either of your time, if it's not going to be something that's going to work out in the long term. But your age is a big factor here. 22, I probably didn't want kids when I was 22. Now having a kid's like the best thing ever. So it's like shit changes. You change as a person. Your viewpoints change. Your wants change. All that stuff.
I mean, I totally agree with that. I can't think of it like a 22-year-old guy that was like, yeah, let's go have some kids right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, 22-year-old me was like, not really sure how I feel about that. Like,
yeah.
I totally agree. If it's like a hard stance, like you're never ever gonna have a child ever in your life,
You got to be upfront.
you got to be upfront. And to be honest, you're going to need to be more open-minded because there's chances that you're going to just change your mind about that.
Hey,
Or
don't
it's
go-
going to get changed for you.
Don't get a vasectomy at
Yeah.
22.
This kid's 22.
22, man.
Bro, I'm going to hit you with some truth. Your brain isn't even fully developed.
Yeah.
You got a few more years.
Yep. You're gonna change.
Yeah. I agree with everything you said.
Beautiful.
But
Love to hear that.
I do think I know a couple that broke up recently because of this. Because one thought the other was going to change. And
And
he
didn't.
didn't want kids. She did. They dated for a while. Now they're broken up because neither of them were going to change. You can't expect somebody to change like their fundamental core values. I'm not saying that you need to be gung-ho about having kids at 22 or 23, but you have to think like if you know at 22 like it's never a possibility.
It probably should end a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you.
Because it's a very heartbreaking thing, I think, to fall in love
Yeah.
with somebody and think that they're going to change their mind and they won't.
Yeah, and if someone really wants kids, you're not gonna talk them out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't even try. If they want kids, they should have kids.
And vice versa. You don't need to force somebody to have a kid that doesn't want one.
Exactly.
So,
Let it play out, man. You're 22. So much ahead of you. You're going to be a totally different person in just 5 years. You really are. And even more different in 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Just wait till your friends start having kids and, like, you're around them. You'll like it.
Kids are
At some
dope,
point.
man. Kids are tight.
You know what else is tight?
Is this about movement, David?
Our all-time favorite underdog story. Movement watches. Founded on the belief that style shouldn't break the bank, they've sold almost 2 million watches worldwide by bringing quality designs at fair prices. I've kind of been peeping the page here. The Shadow Blacks caught my eye. I think I've got the Element International Waters on the way.
Every full disclosure that we have a few watches they've sent us, and they always tell us to like go pick out your favorite watch, and we'll ship it to you, whatever. It takes me about 30 like diligent minutes of scrolling through and looking at all of them because I want like 7 to 10 of them.
Yeah.
And settling on one is no easy feat.
They make a great gift for you or anyone else, men's and women's. I mean, it's all awesome. They've got the interchangeable straps for a ton of occasions. It's all about looking good while keeping it simple. They don't tell you how many steps you've taken or blow your wrist up with text messages. They're not overly intrusive on life with notifications. They tell time. It's a nice classic timepiece, and it looks good doing it. It's a ground-up entrepreneur story, much like Washed Media. That's why we like working with them.
And look, I know this is mostly about their watches, but buddy,
Sunglasses.
their sunglasses and their blue light block regular glasses are tight too.
Oh, yeah.
I just copped the Ritual sunglasses with it's got the tortoise frames and the green lens. Oh my god.
Fantastic.
God.
Oh, my God. Movement watches, they start at just $95. You're looking at $400 for the same quality from a traditional brand. Think about what you can do with all that saved money. Donate to charity. You could buy some gabagool. You could do a number of things.
Make a car payment.
Make a car payment. They've sold almost 2 million watches worldwide in over 160 countries. They've officially gone global. Get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to movement.com/mailin. That's mvmt.com/mailin. They're launching new styles all the time. Check it out. Join the movement. Movement.com/mailin. Let's do an email.
Last one, folks.
What up, Dillon and Sally? I recently went on my first couple dates since the quarantine began. I matched with one girl on Hinge and began texting and really hit it off, and we eventually ended up going on a casual date. Went really well. We made plans to meet up again and have been texting a lot since then. However, the same week, I went to a going-away dinner for a friend that just turned into a night out and ended up hooking up with a coworker who I've had some history with, and after talking with her, it seems like we may want to start things up again. I know these are both really early stages in dating, and I'm not currently doing anything wrong. I just fear that the farther this goes on, I'm going to reach a point where it goes too far. At what point do I have to decide between the two? Love the pod. Stay golden, pony boy. I guess that's you.
What is that phrase from? I see it all the time.
Pony boy?
Stay golden, pony boy.
Outsiders.
Outsiders. I don't
It's a
know.
book.
Not familiar.
Emilio
See it all the
Estevez did the movie.
Okay.
you probably read it in like 9th grade. You just don't remember.
It's real like undershirt sleeves rolled up, like street fights, dance fights, maybe.
Dance fights?
Snap fights.
I love a good dance fight, man. With some snapping and some.
It's the
Let's go.
Socias versus the greasers.
Okay. Yeah, sounds familiar.
You remember a lot of that book. I think that I read that book, and I don't remember. I couldn't remember.
I just related to Pony Boy, you know?
Yeah.
Just bad boy shit.
I have an opinion on this that many will probably disagree with, and that's okay.
Okay.
To me, sex is kind of a big deal. So when sex begins with one of these young ladies, that's when it's what? What's so funny?
Nothing, sorry.
When sex is
Apparently,
introduced,
sex is not a big deal today.
No,
He
no,
thinks
no.
it's hilarious.
Randy picked up his pen and marked, and I'm like, I was thinking how we're going to see this in a
Oh.
best of watch media.
oh, he's gonna.
I'm sorry.
He's gonna clip it. Randy, come on, dog.
And,
on,
you, and
Randy.
you did kind of look at me when you said it, and I was like, all right, dude.
Because I was gonna get some. I got exactly what I expected.
This
to
is
get.
on Randy.
Anyway, what I was trying to say is that when you start having sex with one of them,
You cannot be having sex with the other one.
you can't be having sex with the other one.
Agreed.
Okay, that's for me like the tipping point. I'm like, okay, I got to cut it off with this other person
Too much dip on your chip.
because if you're gonna be having sex with multiple people, I think they need to know about it.
I totally agree. To be
Okay.
honest, I was gonna go further than that. Like, if you're doing more than like making out, I feel like I would.
Yeah.
If I found out,
If
and
pants
I'm,
are coming
I'm
off,
one of them, I'm like,
if shirts are flying,
that feels.
zippers are going down.
What
you
if
gotta-
he's asleep when he's doing it?
That's a little different. Yeah.
I totally agree.
Okay.
I think, like seeing both of them, going on dates, talking to them. But I also think that I would be pissed if I found out. I wouldn't be straight. Like,
If it was just casual dates, would you be pissed? I wouldn't be pissed because I know that it's within it's technically fair game, but
Right.
I would be totally turned off.
I
Honestly.
kind of agree. Because
Yeah.
you
If
you
she's
want
like, yeah,
you want the person that you're talking to like be totally into you.
yeah. If I'm like, hey, you want to hang out Friday night? And she's like, actually, I'm gonna hang out with someone else, a guy. I'd be like, yeah, go have fun. I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah.
Go do your thing.
That's
me.
my personal thing. I think,
Like, am I not good enough for you? Like, what's the deal here?
but I totally agree. Like, I don't know. I think you got to be kind of honest with these people about it.
Yeah,
That's kind of an awkward conversation to have too. But by the way,
I
like,
think it's kind of like you don't be like only reveal that you're dating someone else if asked. You don't.
Correct.
You don't just be
you
like,
don't have to like up front be like, I'm seeing someone else.
just so you know, got this going on too. Like, don't do that. But if she asks you, or he asks you, just be like, yes, I'm going on dates with someone else as well. But
Yeah.
once it starts getting physical, you can't
Yeah.
Let me
keep
say
doing it with the other
this.
person.
He didn't ask about this, but careful with the coworker thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's another thing.
potentially problematic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's COVID. Are they even in the same office anymore? They're just at home. Like,
Yeah, I don't
Something
know.
I've not thought of, and that's
They're
a
hitting-
great.
They're hitting the
You
town
should write
together.
your thesis on dating a coworker in
I'm
the age of
done
pandemic.
with theses. But some awkward Zoom calls. Maybe you're like,
Oof.
that's gonna change the work relationship dynamic
Yeah.
Ooh.
that I don't care to get into. I don't have work. I've never had work relationships like that, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
But but easier to ghost somebody probably.
Yeah.
Pandemic, right?
See,
Yeah,
He
definitely.
wait, did he hook up with coworker?
Yeah, they hooked
Okay.
up.
They have history as
See,
well.
see, to me, girl one needs to be made aware.
I agree. If I was girl one and I find out that you hooked up with somebody you already have history with, I'm like, you clearly don't give a shit about me.
Like, oh, go have fun.
Yeah, like that's gonna be the thing. Like, y'all have history.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's clearly.
That's like going back to an ex. You're just like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah, why did it not work out?
yeah.
You know, did you guys try and didn't hit a roadblock? Like, what's going on? Why are you not?
I bet I know
together?
why. I bet it was because they were coworkers.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Probably just didn't work.
Well, it could have stopped because the pandemic hit and they stopped seeing each other at the office. They lost interest.
Ooh, yeah, like it lost like the risky like
Yeah.
yeah, because like there. I mean, well, never mind. I gotta say that. You know, like some
Because if
if
it's kind of wrong, then it's thrilling. and
even if
it's
the
like,
person's not like really that hot, like outside the office, they're like a 5, and like in the office, like 6.5.
in Office 7,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
I
it's
gotcha.
interesting. You and Will are kind of coworkers in a way now.
Oh yeah, you're under the washed umbrella. Oh,
We're
yeah.
not coworkers.
I don't know. Kind of. I don't know.
Well, we were married before we were
I know.
coworkers, so it doesn't matter.
Just saying.
You get checks. Huge ones.
I don't get a say in the company. So
Oh,
That's true.
hey, you get half though, of Will's.
he
Oh, or do you? When was Wash formed? No, we don't have to get into this. I'm kidding.
Wash was formed prior to us being engaged.
Oh, it's tough. Mega tough scene.
But
Oh.
but now we're married, and Texas is like
Community property.
exactly state. So I am gonna get half.
Good.
We want prenup. I'm sorry. This is derailed, and this is my fault.
All right, folks.
Sorry.
Unless we have a bonus question, then that's going to wrap her up for the day.
Nope.
Not a long episode, but a strong one, I feel like.
Yeah, I brought the heat.
I picked up my energy.
You did great,
It's
Sally.
like a little shot of espresso. I'm
You
gonna
did
go
fantastic.
get 4 more.
I gotta
Ooh.
say, I might have pitched a perfect game.
No, you said further instead of farther at one point.
Yeah, but I didn't miss a beat.
You did good, Dave.
You did
No one's
fine.
going to look back and be like, man, Dave really just fucked that one up.
Didn't last time someone said they pitched a perfect game, they didn't have someone's mic on?
It
Yeah.
was Will, and he didn't have anybody's mics on.
Oh, mine was off. The,
Oh,
the host
just
of the
yours?
show.
I look at this board now like every 2
Yeah.
minutes to make sure everyone's mic is still on.
All right, folks.
What an idiot.
A reminder, the hotline number, 888-362-6245, or write in at the link in the Twitter bio, @MailinPodcast. We'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Okay.